Okay guys, we are going to talk about the Gravely ZTX 42. This is 42-inch zero turn made by Gravely. Gravely is also owned by, I think it's pronounced Ariens. I don't know, something like that. But I tell you, this thing's pretty nice. The out the door cost was $3,500. It was like it was 34 and change or something like that. On the sales floor, and I said, hey look man, if you make this thing $3,500 after tax out the door, you got yourself a deal. And the gracious owner, who's a smart businessman, said done, take it. So he serviced it up for me, and we went ahead and purchased the mower. So a couple things right off the bat. Let's get what I don't like about it out of the way. First and foremost, number one, it's a zero turn. So I'm a walk behind kind of guy, and one of the main reasons why I'm a walk behind kind of guy, let me get the sun behind me, is look at the deck. See the deck, and look at the frame, the front of the mower where it says Gravely. That's like 12 to 15 inches that you lose for getting up to a pole. You know, imagine going up to a pole or a mailbox or anything. You lose that straight on, and you know, and so you got to go around, and if you can't back up to it to get the left side of your deck, you know, if you can't do a U backwards up to it, because you'll fall off a curb or something like that, then that opens you up to a lot of weed eating. With walk behinds, the caster wheels are much closer to your deck. You can get right up closer to it, back up, and zip around much easier. And you know, that's the main thing I don't like about zero turns. I mean, I'm gonna say that's the only thing I don't like about zero turns, honestly, is that loss of space opening you up to weed eating. More trimming having to be done. So I mean, that's it right there. That's the proof in the pudding. Now, it's even worse if you have a twin blade deck. This is a 3-blade deck, and so with 3 blades, there's actually a blade way up front here, so that does help get closer to a pole. Now, if you got just 2 blades, then it's even worse. These 2 blades will be up here, but it's like, it's just worse, it seems like. At least here you have kind of a point. Now, that's one thing. That's like the main thing I don't like about zero turns. So when people say, oh, I thought you don't like zero turns, well, I don't. That's why. Is it something that I can sacrifice? It is, and I'll explain why. Why I went with the zero turn, and then it might make sense to you. This has a commercial deck. It's I think it's 10 mil steel. It's 3 blades instead of 2, and I love that. And it has the anti-scalp wheel here, and one on the other side, and one on the back underneath. So you know, it really is nice. This deck, it's not a floating deck, but it's very, very close to a floating deck. So, and it does go up and down, and even like in the video I did of mulching up those leaves, you can see the deck came up. The leaves were building the deck up instead of the deck scalping. So it does come up on its own. 3 blades was very, very important to me when it came to purchasing a mower, and because 3 blades is going to do something that's really, really important to me, and that's it's going to create wind, and to help get the clippings out of the deck. It's going to help process the clippings better, and it's less, and I think it's less bogged down. I honestly do. I think it's less chances, instead of one big giant blade like a 30-inch riding mower doing big giant swaths, you have these little blades whipping through and processing the grass quicker. It just seems to make sense to me. It seems to work that way in my mind. But mainly, I was looking for 3 blades on a deck. All right, I cannot find walk behinds under 48 inches that have 3 blades that are local to me where I can get service done. So I have a 52-inch walk behind that has 3 blades. It's a Hydro, it's the John Deere. I love it, it's awesome. But that 52-inch John Deere opens me up to a lot of 20-inch mowing in the backyards. And I don't want to have multiple machines. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want big giant trailers. I want light, efficient, in and out work with light, efficient, in and out machines. And I don't want 3 or 4 mowers on my trailer. I'm just not interested in that. I want one little mower and one big mower. And so a 42-inch deck is the largest deck I could get that fits through about 85% of my clients' fences. There's a few that I have to use the 20-inch on, but not many. Even a 44-inch deck would open me up to a lot more 20-inch mowing. So 42 is it. And there's some of them on these 42s where I actually, I don't know if you notice this, I cut this and I hold it with my hand to get through and not scrape up on white vinyl fences too much. This 42-inch deck is a very close fit in many situations. A 43-inch deck would not fit and would open me up to a lot more 21-inch mowing. And I don't want to do that. That's not efficient. I don't want a 36-inch because a 36-inch only has 2 blades. And I just don't believe that 2 blades is going to process as well as 3 blades. 3 blades is going to process the clippings better. And I have equal amount of lawns that I can use a 42, a 48, or a 52 on. So I want the largest deck that I could find that I could still fit between the gates, but has 3 blades for processing the clippings. So and a commercial deck, not a stamp deck. So this mower fit that bill to a T. And then the one final thing that put it over the edge for me was this opening. Check out this opening, guys. I hope the sun's not blocking this. Look how wide the opening is. I mean, the opening is almost as wide as the entire side of the deck. And there's nothing in front of the opening right here. This is wide open. This is maximum airflow right out for clippings, for leaves, for all that. So when I looked at that and I got down and I looked underneath the deck and I saw that, and it was 3 blades, and the blade RPM speed was like around 18,000, and this was wide open, and this was wide open, I was sold. The only other question I had was how much. And when he told me the price and I said $3,500 out the door, you got yourself a deal, I was excited. I couldn't wait to take this thing home and go play with it. So that's why I went with a 0-turn, because it's the largest deck I could find that met all of the criteria that I've learned over time of what I was looking for in a machine. And although I like 36-inch walk behinds, I really do, I have a lot of yards where that 36 inch is too damn small and I want something bigger. But I have something bigger. I have the 52. But it's the 52 is just way too big. And I don't want to carry a 52 and a 36 with me. And then there's some yards I have to carry the 52 to 36 and a 21. And so then I need a big old trailer. And I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. That's not how I'm doing my business. So this right here fits the bill. It's like the perfect size, being a 42 with the commercial deck with 3 blades, with processing the clippings like there's no tomorrow. And that's what I was really happy about. Now, one other thing that I don't like about this particular 0-turn is you can't get to the deck from the feet. Some of them you can open this area up and you can get to your deck. You can't do that with this. You raise the seat up right here. When you lift the seat, sorry it's so dirty. When you lift the seat, you can get to your belts. Okay, now, this is a non-serviceable deck. These are throwaway spindles. So you use your spindles until they burn up and you throw them away. You don't grease them, you don't service them. The only thing you do to this mower is you sharpen the blades, you change the oil, you change the hydro fluids. That's the only thing you do to this mower. And there's not even a place to change the hydro fluids. You bring it into the shop to get serviced, and they do their magic on it. There's nothing that we have to do. It's not like my 52 John Deere where it has a filter and a reservoir and all that I have to mess with. This, oil, gas, air filter, everything else you bring it into the shop for service. It has a service schedule. Follow that service schedule, let the pros do their thing, and you're pretty much effortless. Now here's the deal. Unlimited hours warranty, 2 calendar years. So I don't know about you guys, I like that because I put hours on machines fast. I mean, I already got almost 20 hours on this machine, and I bought it at the end of the season, and I already got 20 hours on it. 19.1 hours on this pig already. And I mean, and I just bought it. I put a ball on here so I can move things around my yard. My pressure wash trailer and stuff like that, I can move that around. So I put that on there just for shits and giggles. It already came with this mount, so I just, you know, have that. I put the ball on. I had to drill it out a little bit because it was just a hole. So I put that ball on. Let me see what else. Okay, some of the specs are pretty cool. You got a see-through gas right here. You can see through, so you can you know, visually see where you stand, and you know, for your fuel level, which we're a little low. We're right here, so it's about time to put some gas in it. You got a cup holder here. You whatever there. You got a little place here to put some trash. Came with the hour meter. It's got a dial indicator for your deck. So you step on that pedal and that takes the pressure off, and then you dial this down to where you want, and as you release the pedal, the deck will go down to 2, 3, whatever inches you say. As high as you can go is 4.5, and as low as you can go is I think 0.75. Hang on, let's find out. Step on this. Take the pressure off. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do not sitting on the seat. 1.5. So you can go down to 1.5 inches if you want to start like using this machine as a blower and blow the roads off or whatever, blow large areas. You could do that. And then you see, tells you where you're cutting right here. Now I did take this deck off last week. The deck is very easy to come off. You have 4 bolts right here, 1, 2, and then 2 on the other side, and then you have these 2 drag links. You pull the cotter pin and the deck is free. Super freaking easy to do. And then just pull the belt off the machine, off the mower pulley, the motor pulley, and you can slide that deck out. Literally in about 8 minutes that deck is free, and you can do whatever you need to do to it and be done. I didn't put the covers back on, the spindles, because I took it all apart. I pulled the deck out. I wanted to really like get to know it, and that's where I realized, holy shit, there's no grease fittings. And I called them up, and it was like, yeah, they're wearable. They're wearable parts, I think they call them, or non-wearable parts, whatever. You use them until you gotta discard them, and you just buy a whole new setup, and you just mount it in there. The pulley and the spindle and everything's just a one solid unit, and you just change it out, put your blade on. So I don't know if I like that. I guess we'll find out. But it's under warranty, 2 calendar years. So I have this entire season and all of next season to piss through these spindles and see what happens. Trying to think what else. Oh, the motor that it comes with, 24 horsepower Kohler. Seems pretty good. It's got this thing called Smart Choke, where there is no choke on here. That's the blade engagement. So you just put your throttle up and fire it up. You can't because I don't have the e-brake on, but you fire it up and it chokes itself. It does all that crap by itself. There were some reviews that there were some issues with that, and it looks like the companies got together and fixed that issues, because that seems to be old news now. Everything else seems to be good. The frame is a solid frame. all the way, so it's pretty strong. And it does have the crossbar going across too, unlike that old John Deere zero turn I had. So this one's a much more heavy duty, and I really love the commercial deck. I really love the deck. It's got a nice comfortable seat with flip up armrests, and you got your little handbrake right here. You got your lever right there that you can slide the seat back and forth within reason. There's also bolts under it that you can slide. You can go even more. Trying to think anything else. Like I said, $3,500 out the door. They make a mulch kit for it. I don't know if I'm gonna get it though. Just not sure. 42 inch, I don't really need a mulch kit. The 52, I like having a mulch kit on because the deck is so freaking big that you're liable to just make a mess of something, because 52 inches, you're going between a house and a fence, man, something's gonna get peppered. So I like having the chute blocked with the mulch kit on it, so that's pretty neat. Let me see what else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and send them on in, but that's it. Oh yeah, it's got this super thick padding here that, I mean, there's no vibrations. When you're on this machine, it's like being in your truck. There's just no vibrations. So it's really pretty too. I'm sorry it's so dirty, and I used it yesterday. I didn't really, I blow it off before I bring it in the trailer. I always blow off my equipment now before I park it in the trailer, and just do a quick poop inspection on the tires, because I don't want my trailer stinking. But I didn't like garden hose it or anything like that, but she needs to be washed. So that is the Gravely ZTX 42 little tour, I guess, review. I mean, so far I love it. I don't have any issues with it. I already changed the oil once this season. After like 5 or 6 hours, I went ahead and took the break-in oil out. And gosh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Really, there's really nothing else. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And next video up is going to be the Troy-Bilt TB360.